conversation, I promise you can get back to it really quickly. No, actually, it probably won't be really quick, but it'll be worth it. All right. All right, thank you, everyone. Wow, what a night. Welcome to the 37th Annual Rhode Island Open exhibit at Warwick Center for the Arts. My name is Danielle Salisbury, and thank you. I'm the executive director here at Warwick Center for the Arts, and also representing our organization, our members of our board, Rebecca Stockdill, Jennifer Lucente, Daniel Lee White, and Sharon Eisman. I'd also like to give a little shout out to our staff, Debbie, who is at the front of the room. She's been checking everybody in, and Molly, who is Molly Daniels, who has helped install this exhibit and is a wonderful addition to our staff. Also with us is our intern, our fall intern, Joshua Krellin, who's in the back pouring wine. So, why did it want to do that? Okay. All right, cool. So we are delighted to welcome you to this annual exhibit, and we are especially thrilled to have Professor Bob Dilworth. Yeah. And hopefully she's still here. I wanted to say a little hello and welcome back Taylor. There she is back there. Taylor Terreri Johnson. Great to have you back in the house. All right, so this exhibit is the Rhode Island Open. As I mentioned, it will be up until November 18th. Please share with all your friends and family and colleagues. Next up is the Winter Market, where we transform this space and turn it into a shopping, holiday, festive feeling place. Also coming up is our exhibit at the GAM Theater. It'll be in the lobby at the GAM Theater during their It's a Wonderful Life production. Save the date. Next weekend is West Bay Open Studios Tour. I meant to have the blue brochure up here with me, but I forgot it. There's plenty of those at the entrance. So that's Saturday and Sunday, 10/21 and 10/22 from 11, I think? 11 to 5. 11 to 5, thank you. And the WCFA gallery will be part of the tour, so you can visit us right here. Bring Your Own Improv is here every Friday night for 2 shows, 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. And as you may have figured out, we are raffling off some tickets to attend their show, which is always fun and family friendly. Also here is Community Dance. That will be Sunday, October 22nd. It's contra dancing and it's lots of fun. It's very welcoming for beginners, people of all levels. You don't need a partner. And we serve soup. So I would love to draw the door prize for the Bring Your Own Improv tickets. I don't want to have Debbie come all the way up here. So can anyone help me out by pulling a ticket from the fishbowl to figure out who's in our Bring Your Own Improv leader, Daniel, is working the door. Okay. Does everybody know Daniel? He's right there. Say hi, Daniel. He's. Oh, you're here. Okay. All right. So Debbie is gonna pull the winning ticket.
Lynn Blackstone.
Oh, how convenient! Yay! That's great. Yeah, right there you go. Right on. All right. All right. We're moving right along here. All right, so thank you to the 50 artists who submitted 110 works of art. Bob managed to select 64 artworks, leaving 38 artists in this show. Is John Howell still here? He might have scooted out. He asked me that question. Anyway, yes, so it's a really nice, as you can see, a variety of artworks and folks from all over the state. I mean, actually, yeah, a very, very diverse group of medium, genre, geographics, everything. So let me just introduce our juror, Bob Dilworth, who was gracious enough to be a part of this exhibit and select some awards. Bob is a nationally recognized and exhibiting artist with artwork in both public and private collections. If you haven't seen his show at the Newport Art Museum, you must go see it. It's really, really stunning. He is a former professor of art and painting, drawing, and design in the Department of Art and Art History at URI. He's also served as the director of the URI Main Art Gallery, director of Africana Studies, and is represented by Katie Tompkins. So, with that, Bob, would you like to come on up here and say a few words and... Turn this down. Oh, yes. Here it is. That right there. Here we go.
Okay. How's everybody tonight? Yeah, okay, that's great. First of all, let me say that it was really, really hard, as Daniel said, that we had a lot of entries, and I mean, all the submissions were great, and the selection was really, really hard, and even harder was giving prizes out, and I wanted to give everyone a prize, but Danielle stopped me, so. I just want to let you know that. So what I have been asked to do is to introduce those that we have selected, but I'm going to also point out maybe a few pieces that I think need special attention because I've done this for over 50 years. I've been teaching for over 50 years. I've been painting for at least that amount of time, probably longer. I remember being in elementary school, getting kicked out of class for drawing until they realized that they could use my talent to create bulletin boards and all kinds of other stuff that the teachers needed. So I went from being a very hated person in class to someone of real value because I could draw. Anyway, I wouldn't say hated. That's a little bit too extreme there. But anyway, so what I'm saying though is that the works that I chose have some real meaning and real value, and I'm going to try to explain a little bit tonight. And I hope that if you haven't had a chance to see the work, I know this is opening night, please return and look at the work. You know, return at a time when you can spend some quiet time with each piece. I used to love to go to museums. I shouldn't say I used to, I still do. I just can't do it all day the way I used to do it. But that quiet time with a work of art has so much value, adds so much value to your life. So, and I think every piece in this show has something to give, something to learn from. So please come back and view the show. So, honorable mention was given to Helen Zizino, if I'm pronouncing that right.
Close enough.
Okay. No, tell me, how do you pronounce it? Okay, DeQuinzio. I can't see tonight. I'm sorry, Helen. You know, Helen and I had a really great talk just a little while ago, and I just wanted to let you know that I really enjoyed her piece. And Helen, can you point it out for me so I can?
You're free now. You can
Am I free?
Yeah, there you go.
I'm free. She said I'm free. Oh my God. Okay. So, point your piece out for me.
The two on the wall here, the shadow box and the mist, the rose colored.
Okay. Okay, so these two.
Yes.
All right. So, Helen, one of the reasons why I looked at this and I chose it, you know, let me also say that, and I don't mean to keep you here for a long time. I start talking, I get really, really long-winded, and I apologize before I, make you stay here till 11 o'clock. But one of the reasons why I chose this, first of all, it was an unusual work. And if you might look around, you might see the uniqueness of this particular piece. And I really like the material that you're using, but also the way that you organize it, and the fact that you have it in the shadow box, and that you created this special frame for it, which draws my attention exactly where I think you want it to be, which is right here in the center. So that was one of the reasons why I thought this piece should be in the show. I think you should come up very close to this when you get a chance to look at some of the nuances here that's going on, and the way that this material kind of works in this sort of interactive way. This piece I thought was really interesting too, in the way that it reminds me of a couple of artists that I really admire. Ed Clark is one. In fact, I'm going to New York this weekend to do a tour of a show that has at House of Worth. But his works are really big, and that was the other thing I think I wanted to say, that online the works look really, really, really large, as the scale is really different. So it's very important to look at the scale so that I can really get a sense of what it is. But when I found out that it was just, this wonderful little piece, but you can see there's a kind of landscape going on here that I kind of like. There is this sort of futuristic scape or landscape going on, but the colors interact very well together. I like this, this sort of magenta thing going on here. I like what's going on with the bluish tints and this sort of sky-like area back here, and these that remind me a little bit of trees. Sometimes you have to ground yourself in a way to understand a work of art. I may be calling them trees, but you may call them something else, and although you may call it something else, but it's what we use to kind of understand where we are, in a piece like this. So congratulations, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, Deborah Saravo. Deborah, is Deborah here? Hello, Deborah. Deborah and I talked a little earlier tonight. Deborah was a student of mine.
You are right.
And you are right, like 100,000 years ago. I have aged, she hasn't. So,
Yes, I have.
so Deborah, will you show me your piece?
Yes.
All right, so we're going to walk over there. This is called the Walking to the Art Show, and we're going to syndicate it.
This one,
Uh,
that one.
oh yeah, these are lovely. Well, I'm a textile guy.
You are?
Yeah, well, yeah, because I
Okay.
use a lot of fabric in my work. And so why don't you tell me a little bit about, because I was curious how if you made this material, if you found the material.
They're commercial fabrics. and
Commercial fabric.
There's a lot of layers. There's
Yeah.
cotton batting
Yeah.
in between everything, and then I went over it all with stitches. I used thread
Yeah.
as paint.
Okay, hold on 1 second. I think we got a little interference. Okay, go ahead.
I use the thread as paint.
All right.
Like mark making.
Yeah, yeah. So she used the thread. Did you, everybody hear, Deborah? She uses thread as paint as a form of mark making. And again, and wonderful thing. I should say that an advantage of digital images is that I can pull it real close and I can see it. So I actually saw what was going on here. But you'll have to come really close to kind of catch some of the really wonderful little details that she's talking about. It's commercial material, but she's done a lot of stitching in here to sort of carry your eye throughout and also add some texture to the piece. And it's just a wonderful little work.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you.
Thank
And
you.
that one as well, you can see there's a great technique going on. I'm always looking for things that are, I know, we gotta, there's a wonderful, what am I going to say? I just lost my train of thought. No, you don't have to move. You can stay right there. No, don't move, stay. But I'm always looking for new new methods and new techniques. And this is something very unusual for me. And I think you should continue working maybe larger. You
I
think?
do have some large ones.
Okay, I'd like to see those.
Okay.
All right, Deborah. Excellent. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Deborah. Woo! Great. Okay. Which is this one? Oh, I see that.
Yes, so
Okay.
it's Laura.
Okay, Laura. Okay, Laura Brady. Is Laura here? Laura.
I think we're going back.
Laura, are we going that way? Yeah. Okay.
go.
Excellent, Laura. Okay, I'm waiting for my and Laura, which one is this one, the painting? Oh, Laura, yeah. I'm a painter, and you know, one of the things that I'm always looking for in a painting is exciting brushwork, really color work, and great composition. And I really, yeah, this was really striking when I saw it online. If you look again, you have to come close to look at some of the way that she's working with the facial features here. The highlights are really wonderful. There is real action in this. You can really feel this guy throwing that punch. And that is, you know, again, something really hard to do in fighting, you know, in this kind of work where two figures are engaged, and you have to really work it in such a way where they feel that there's a, you know, there's a real sort of contact going on. So wonderful. Look at this too, really great. And this color work, really love what's going on with the flesh tones. So, and you know, what's happening here, even this space in here, actually you activate it, I like these horizontal lines, that you've activated to sort of still connect the two figures. So, great, Laura, thank you. Whoa. Thank you, Laura. So is Mark Jaffe here? Is Mark here? Hey, Mark. What's going on, Mark? Are we going to stay on this side of the room? Or which one is it?
I think it's.
Thank you, Laura.
This one. Right? Isn't it the?
Mark, oh, this is yours.
Yeah.
Wonderful. You know, I kept looking at this, and I thought this piece. What is the title of it? I think you call it Pains, but it's really isolation. And I really loved how, you know, if you look at this and this incredible grid, I mean, what a wonderful eye you have. This incredible grid-like structure you're giving it, but then there's this diagonal line that runs through it that sort of breaks it up. But then under that, here you have, in this one single pane in the lower right-hand corner, this figure looking down. We don't know if she's reading. She may be looking at her phone. I mean, any number of things. She just might be sitting there contemplating. But what a really wonderful feel of, I shouldn't say wonderful, because I mean, being isolated is not a wonderful feeling. But it's very emotional, really emotional. I think you got something going here. Thank you, Mark. And Jeff Potter, is Jeff here? Hello, Jeff. And are we on this side too?
We are on the other wall.
We're on the other side. Okay, well then let's go. Oh, isn't this fun? This is so much fun. Oh my God. Are these, this one and? The storm. Okay, and the storm. Okay. Jeff, I absolutely love this piece. Yeah, Danielle and I were.
I really love it.
We had a long conversation about this. It reminds me of so many things, but also, you know, New York, any big city, and this is what you see. You know, crowds and crowds and crowds of people everywhere, but everyone's looking at their phone. But I think also it says something about being in a really crowded city and trying to find your personal space. And I think that's what this is really about. Everyone here seems to have found their personal space. But it's a wonderful way that you capture this. I love what that's doing. This line here. I like what this is doing. You know, these sort of vertical kind of oblique lines. But then I also love what that's doing. So you got all that going on at the same time. So wonderful. The storm over here. Has anybody ever? Have you walked up to see this picture? This picture. This picture is very, very strong in what you've captured here. Was this a night when you were?
No, it's day, but it's infrared.
Oh, okay. But then there's this little. Is this a lighthouse?
It's a lighthouse.
Yeah.
It's a audit light.
Yeah, right. So, very sort of Edward Hopper-like, or you know that sort of early part of 20th century when artists were doing these really, or actually more of the 19th century landscape American painters, Church and Bierstadt, who painted these really vast spaces, but then they would anchor you by creating a very small area where people were standing, or you know, a little house. But the feeling was that, you know, the earth is big, the sky is big, God's creation is big, and mankind is very small. I like what you've done here. Great. Thank you, Jeff. Excellent. And Jeff gets a prize. And next is my dear friend, Christoph Matthews. I know he's here. Hello, Christoph. Christoph actually has two pieces. Is this?
Thank you very much.
Yeah, this one and the print up there. And Christoph, you're here. Christoph is also a professor at URI, so I don't have to talk for him. He's going to talk for himself for a few minutes, so give me a break.
Okay. So, what you're looking at with these two pieces, this is found object assemblage. So this is made from various parts and pieces I've collected. Sometimes people give me things, they'll be like, oh, I've got a broken toy, broken utensil, printer, something not working. I'll break that down into its most basic components, almost like I'm making my own Lego, chopping this up, join it back together with mechanical fasteners and adhesives, give that coat of nice fiberglass resin like you'd use for a boat or a car or something like that. Spray paint that with Rust-Oleum or Krylon to give that a base coat, and then hand paint and airbrush the final model on that. So
Oh,
that's how this
excellent.
furniture is made.
Yeah. And Christoph has shown, I should say, is showing all over Rhode Island, and you have another show
There's
of
a
work.
few places, yeah. Actually, right now I've got a piece in Hira Gallery. There's an AI themed show that's going to be opening Saturday night. So
Okay.
that's going to be, I believe, 6 o'clock in the evening. I also have work at Heart Spot Gallery, which is in East Providence. That's Jen Cahoon's show. This is an annual juried show. It's been going at least 7 years, I believe. And it's horror, gothic, and all things Halloween themed. And it's a juried show, and it's always got a wonderful mix of folks in that. So I've got a few of my sculptures in that, and I just dropped off a piece at South County Art Association, and keeping fingers crossed, I'll get that in for their open all-media juried 3 show.
All right, Chris, you are like the busiest man on the planet.
Actually,
Okay.
I
All right.
forgot to mention when I was at that, Christoph and our friend Beverly Silva are going to be
Yep.
co-jurying our spring juried exhibit,
Oh.
which is Talkin' Trash.
Oh, excellent. But what we are not, I think one of the other things that drew me to this piece, and we need to mention, is how you recycle.
Yes.
And this piece is about sustainability, you know. So there are a lot of these topics that are really, really current today that we see Christoph is really practicing. So I think
Absolutely.
that's
With
good.
The amount of electronic, like e-waste and other things that we generate, even
Right.
the pencils in our pockets. My students come in, they buy a package of 20 of these plastic pencils. I find them all over the parking lot. Fortunately, I can use them.
Right.
But still, you know,
Right.
these things you're like, this is perfectly good styrene, and now it's just sitting under someone's wheel, you know, so.
Okay, I have a box of electronic stuff
Wonderful, thank you.
that I'm going to donate to your
Thank you.
your artwork. All right. Well, Christoph, before you go though,
Yes.
let's look at this piece.
Now, the way that this is created is I actually make a smaller figure than one of these, but also using found object assemblage. I rebuild it in a CAD program called Rhino 3D, so it becomes a fully virtual model. That means that I can set that up in a scene, set up lights just like doing a traditional photo shoot, render that, and then I bring that as a background into Adobe Illustrator, which is a vector drawing program. What's nice about vector drawing is it means that it's infinitely scalable. So I can bring this down to the size of a postage stamp, or if I had the budget for it, up to the size of a billboard.
That's exciting. I am always excited about that. And I've asked Christoph to help me with my
Adobe Illustrator.
Adobe Illustrator stuff at home. And obviously, as you can see, the way I'm talking about it, I don't really know much how to do it. But Christoph is wonderful. Thank you, Christoph.
I would be glad to help with
This
that.
is wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you.
Very honored.
And my other good friend is over here in the corner, Julian Penrose. I know. I know. We need a Bluetooth, I think. All right. Julian, where's Julian? I'm right here. Julian, they put you way back in the corner. So Julian, I think we have two pieces, right?
No. No.
No, it's at Beverly. Okay, yeah. Sorry.
That one is, yeah. But these two are mine.
These two, right. I knew there were two. Sorry.
One over on the other side, too.
Yeah. Okay. And
Yep.
oh yeah. Okay, over there. But I guess we can since we're here.
Yeah.
Why don't we just stay here? One of the reasons why I've always liked Julian. Julian's work. Julian's a friend of mine. We live not far from each other. I live on one side of Providence College campus. Julian lives on the other side of Providence campus. I have a studio, a converted garage in the back of my house where I work. Julian has a studio behind his house that he built to do this work. And so, we sort of go back and forth. We share ideas and wine and, other stuff. We won't go into that. But we talk about art. That's it. That's the thing. When you have a community of artists, you have your tribe, you have the people you believe in, you trust, you talk to, they understand you, you understand them. It's very important, I think, for a community of artists. But the other thing that I think, the reason why I selected this work is because of Julian's impeccable, I think, organizational style. The fact, too, as I mentioned with Christoph's work, he also uses found objects, so there is a topic of recycling, there's a topic of sustainability, there's a topic of being green as we think about how we are using, or how we bring items into our house, how we use them, and what we need to do in terms of thinking very smartly and intelligently in terms of discarding it. So you might see Julian walking through your neighborhood, picking up stuff off the street. Leave him alone.
Don't worry, I won't hurt you.
He won't hurt you. He's just trying to find stuff to turn into these beautiful pieces. Again, I think when you have time, come back, walk up very closely. There's a third piece in the back there, which I also find extremely exciting. I think he uses a little photography in that. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rubbing.
A rubbing. Okay, so there. So Joseph Cornell. I mean, I often don't like to mention artists, but I think you may, to understand and maybe appreciate the work, you may want to Google Joseph Cornell, and you see where some of the origins of this comes from. So thank you, Julian. Yay! All right, we're almost there. We're almost there. Okay. And so Victoria Garina, am I right? Did we got it? Victoria, hello, hello, hello. You get the excellence in drawing. Victoria, will you show us your piece?
Two portraits, one here and one in the front wall.
Okay, so let me. Oh, I'm sorry. All right. Okay, so why don't we go here? Victoria, I had to tell you, I looked at this piece, I walked away from it, then I came back, I looked at it again, and I walked away from it. And then I came back a third time, and I go like, oh no, this is really, and each time I look, I look closer and closer and closer. This is really, really well, very greatly done. You should look at not just the pencil work, but also the charcoal work, but also the lighting in this and how not just that she captures a real feeling of, this person. This person has a real psychology. There's a real person here, and I just thought it was greatly rendered. So so I came back the third time and said, oh no, this is a really great work of art. As well as the piece in the corner there. Again, when you have the time, you come back, spend some time, look at Victoria's work, look at Julian's work, look at Christoph's work, Helen's work, Laura's work, Mark's work. I think you're going, and the show, I'm sorry, and the entire show. I wish I could have given a prize to every single piece here. And I'm not going to blame Danielle this time. I would just say that, we couldn't do that. But thank you all for coming out. Great. Oh, one more? Oh,
This one. She's not here, but.
Oh, God. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I should have done that one. All right. Sorry, folks. I jumped the gun. I don't.
So
Okay, Gabrielle Patron.
Patron, her work is seen,
Okay.
seen but not heard, heard
Seen but not heard,
seen,
yeah, right.
and she's not here.
Okay. Well, then let's.
That her parents.
Oh, okay. But no, but we're gonna look at it anyway.
Yeah, we'll look at it.
Is this it?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, so sorry, folks. I did jump the gun. This is Gabrielle Patron? Okay, excellent. One of the reasons that drew me to this, there was a lot that drew me to this piece. But if you look at the pattern work in the background, and I don't really quite know how this was done. It looks like a stenciling, but that is good because when I have to question how a technique was created, then that means that there is something really unique and unusual going on. And as I said earlier, those are the things that kind of draw me to a piece. So it means that Gabrielle is devising unique ways on her own to reach a certain effect or a certain expression, and I think that is wonderful. I love this guy here. This is a John Singer Sargent figure there, but I think the whole composition is sort of like that feeling of warmth. There's a feeling of family. There's a feeling of togetherness in this that I think is really great. Really also caught by the way that she divided this sort of lower part. It kind of creates a question, but it also creates this space where the viewer began to question and get engaged in the work itself. I think in a way that you might say, oh, well, what's going on here? She brings you further in. It feels like there's more that she's saying. I really love the conversation that she's creating with this work. So Gabrielle is not here, but her parents are here. Okay, so Gabrielle's parents, yay! Great. So is it all right to end now? Can we end?
Thank you.
All right, because everybody's looking at me like, why don't this guy shut up?
Yeah.
If I could sing, I would.
All right. Thank you so much.
Oh, this little guy is you?